All right, welcome to a video. So we have not reached 100k yet on BTC. I really thought we would reach it yesterday. I really did. I was convinced it was going to be yesterday. So this is the daily chart. What I think will happen is I think this weekend is going to just be a very low volume weekend. You can see how sort of, you don't need me to tell you, but you can see how drastic these daily candles are this week, especially, and last week after a couple of weeks ago after the election pump, after the Trump got elected, and that weekend was here, Saturday, and then the Sunday. This is the Sunday candle. It went up from around 76 to 82 at its peak, 81.5 at its peak. Very big. But we might not see that this time because, we might not see that this weekend because this was last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we had red days. So this was obviously, in my opinion, still based on the Trump pump, and we're still in that. We're still in this Bitcoin pump, this frenzy of FOMO. That's really what it is at the moment. It's FOMO from all angles, all different sorts of people. Retail catching on a little bit, not as much, but they are. Institutions, companies, things of that nature. But we didn't reach 100k during the week. We might still reach it this weekend, who knows, but I think we're going to have a bit of a cool off this weekend because it's just been going up so much. I don't know, we might see a bit more of a pump next weekend because next weekend would be more of a payday for retail. We might see a bit more of a retail increase next weekend. Again, assumptions, right? We don't know. But that's more likely for next weekend than this weekend, in my opinion. Now, with your trades, I mean, if you're thinking to trade into this because it's a bit of a dip before 100k, I mean, that's still an idea. But the problem with that, and I know I obviously thought that as well, but now when you read the situation, and the situation is that when there's low volume weekends, if it's going to be a low volume weekend, then it's likely that the trend is going to continue to be a downward trend, right? It's not going to be like this the last few days, where it's just been completely volatile. If you know weekends that are, especially Saturdays. Saturdays seem to be the most deadest day of the week, and for obvious reasons. But Sunday seems to pick up because of the Asian markets open again. Yeah, if you're looking to trade into this, I would probably trade into this. What I'm doing is I'm probably going to wait till Sunday nights because Asian markets usually open with a bit of a bang on Monday mornings. So you can trade into that. There's that sort of idea, that sort of approach and method to do that, or wait till next week completely for more of an understanding of where we're going. I think we know where we're going, but more of a bullish pattern on the charts. Look at the hourly. So as the weekend has started, you can just see that the trend is going to be a bit more bearish and the volume isn't going to be as high. And that's the main sort of thing with weekends. It's always a bit crazy trading into the weekend. And I mean crazy as in you don't know really what you're going to get. Whereas in weekdays, you know you're going to get ups and downs. Weekends, sometimes you'll be lucky if it moves $500 either way, because it can go on Saturdays in particular, like I mentioned, because it can just go sideways almost completely and just be so dead, so boring. But I might open a trade on Sunday night just for the Asian Open, because Asian Open really just sometimes does pump the market, especially now China have been given the green light for crypto in totality. So that's another reason for that. But it's just so many positive things. I mean, if I was to name all these positive things, like news related things, I'd be here all day. For, to round up the week for Bitcoin. I don't know how some YouTubers do it. I don't know how they get fed up of it. Like talking about all the data and stuff. I mean, that's just, well, it depends on the person, doesn't it? I guess. But anyway, so if we could look at, so another thing I wanted to go over, because I'm a big fan of Jupiter, is their airdrop. Now, the 2-minute video here, I'm not going to play it, but Meow is the one of the co-founders of Jupiter. He goes over how Jupuary will happen, the Jupiter Airdrop in January will happen, and the only way it will happen is if the vote passes with a 70% yes, and the vote is on Monday. If it doesn't pass, and it's not 70%, they will revise their vote idea and come up with a new vote idea so we can vote again. It's all a bit of a mess. It's all a bit complicated, especially when it comes to an airdrop. This has been going on for months. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't think there should have been a vote to begin with this. That's just my opinion. We have to vote to get an airdrop. I know that holders and stakers are worried about, and that's the only reason we're doing this vote, is for the current holders, worried about dilution and price dumping, right? Which is fair enough. But they've got metrics around this where their idea for releasing the airdrop is to have another vote, yes, another vote, to vote whether we have 100% allocation immediately, so you can claim 100% immediately, or have like a vesting period like Drift and Sanctum did, where every day the amount increases, or you wait a certain period of time, up to a year or whatever, or 8 months, 10 months, to be able to get the 100% amount. So there's that as well. I believe we'll be voting on that sort of thing as well. So yeah, bit of a drag this, and Meow's even admitted it. That it's a bit of a drag, and it's bringing down the community. Yeah, you can see in the Discord, in Jupiter Discord, how diverse and mixed the opinions are about this whole thing, and it's just causing a bit of tension as well in some conversations I've noticed. Like I know more than you, and this guy must be new. This guy only staked 100 that sort of thing. Get the rulers out. How big is yours? Yeah, that's the update with that. So we'll be voting on Monday for that, and you don't need to hold Jupiter to get the airdrop. You only need to just use the platform. So swaps, DCA, perps, just providing volume for the website. That's what they want. That's how you gain allocation towards an airdrop, and we will see our allocation if the vote passes, which I'm guaranteed it will. The sentiment in the Discord is that it will pass. Just the overall vibe is people talking about when it passes, this will happen, sort of thing. Like the conversation is about when it passes. You'll be able to see your allocation in December at some point, and then we'll be able to claim the allocation, the airdrop, late January is what I'm understanding. So that's the update with Jupiter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to just cover two things today, that and trading into the weekend. Never really a good idea. Never really a good idea to trade into the weekend. So waiting is always a good thing. I mean, you don't want to get trapped in a trade if you see it. It's been up to the high 90s, high 99s. You don't really want to have the mentality of, oh, it's 98.5 now, this is a good entry, when it could come lower based on the low volume weekend, and sell-offs are notorious on weekends. So be careful with that. If you're going to get into a trade, like I said, I suggest probably Sunday night. But if you're really itching to get into one, go on the 4-hour and the hourly, I wouldn't trust the daily at the moment because it's just so ridiculously bullish. You need to look for more smaller time frames based on how this is almost acting like a meme coin at the moment. Bitcoin is a bit of a meme because it's so popular. So look at the 4-hour and hourly, and you can see that with the smallerish time frames, this area here, 98, a good area for support. You can also look at liquidations as well to figure out where it's likely going to rip down a little bit. So we're going to see 98 here. Is that the support I mentioned? Pretty much. I mean, this is no guarantee. This is just areas you can clearly see. This is where the next liquidation is. So we're going to see a mild rip down, because that creates a market sell order when it liquidates longs. It creates market sell orders immediately. So we're going to see 49 million of longs get wrecked. Potentially. It might not go down that far. So we're going to go down to like around here. So 97.8, for example. That might be a good opportunity to do a limit order there, potentially. There is also more liquidity down here as well at 97. So in sort of the best idea for me is just to wait for this weekend to end, to go into Sunday night potentially to do a trade. But trading on weekends is always iffy. The best way to put it. It's always a risk. It's more risky because you could be trapped down here and it could go lower because of sell-offs. Anyway, I'm rambling enough. I think you get the idea. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful for weekend trading and thoughts, because I know on the weekends you just think, oh, you want to pull the trigger, but it's sometimes best to wait. The best trade sometimes is no trading at all. So I'm waiting for a better opportunity for it to come lower. I mean, we could rip up to 100k, of course, but today. But based on history, low volume, sell-offs, it's just, I mean, you can see on the MACD now, on the hourly, 4-hourly, on the hourly as well, yeah. It's you know, going down, it's reversing, that it's changing, it's shifting. So, yeah, let's just be careful with it, just be smart with it, look at different time frames, smaller time frames, see what's going on the chart, and try and read it, you know. I mean, down here, we could come down here because this week was so incredibly bullish. There's potential that this weekend could be a huge sell-off. People might think we're not going to get to 100k, and like I mentioned before in the previous video, people have the mindset to sell before that, because if they think to themselves, everyone's selling at 100k, their order might not get filled, and your order might not get filled either. That's why you need to sell a bit lower, because your order might not get filled at all. If you sell at literally 100k or 99.999, it's going to be difficult. As you can see, this 100k sell here that someone had didn't get filled because it only went to 99.8. So, and I'm surprised it went up that high, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was calling for a 98 flat and then it will come back down, but in my head. So there's that. All right, be careful with it. I mean, if you want to just risk it, and you just want to enter the trade now, just so you don't miss out, then you can just do a 3x and then you'll be fine. I mean, if we do a 3x now, let's just have a look. 3x. Let's do a 3x. Let's just do the current price. My liquidation price would be 65,000. So you can see that is, I mean, it's a decent risk, right? I say decent, it's not going to come down to that level right now in November 2024. So if we go to do a 4x, see that the price would be 74. So you can see how with this price now that we're so high, how sharp these percentages can move. But when you see it move down from 98 to 95, that's only what, like a 3 to 4%, you know, decrease based on it being 99 or 98 down to 95. compared to if it was at like 40k and we went down to 35, it's a bit of a difference, right? Percentages would be a bit more, would be higher, which is how these numbers work when they get big. Alright, well, that's it. Let me know if you liked the video. I'm doing this video really early in the morning as well, so I probably sound a bit more tired-ish, but I just wanted to get this out because I was thinking about this yesterday. Alright, well, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.